What we're doing right now is charging my battery so much because I'm sharing what I've got with you and everybody else. And I freaking love that.
I'm just going to get a cutaway and then I'll be done.
Yeah.
It's beautiful right here, though. This is just...
I'm telling you, fantastic, man. I love it down here.
You got to be tickled as all get out to have this.
I am. This was very cool. So y'all, I actually have Alan Probst, the North American Trapper, on my property. He texts.
This is awesome.
He texts me Sunday evening. He says, "Hey Tim, I want to go make a trap run with you on Tuesday. You think that'd be all right?" I said, "Absolutely." So I caught that big old beaver. That's a giant right there. That's a
well, it's the first set we checked, so you're starting your day off pretty good.
Correct. We're about to go and look at a whole bunch and check them and see what they're doing here in just a little bit. I brought him down here in the bottom and Magby bottom because I knew I had this beaver, and we come down here to work it and everything this morning. But we're gonna fix and go look at a whole bunch of traps. And I put 5 more out yesterday, and I alternated bait pile, mountain man, bait pile, mountain man, muskile, and madness.
So you're putting me to the test with that stuff.
That's correct. That's correct. And we're going to talk about that soon too.
That's an awesome beaver.
Yeah, that's
a beauty.
Yeah, that's a big one right there, man.
It's like an oversized football. I love it.
He hadn't missed no meals, has he?
He was up here working on some of your trees.
I'm telling you, them beavers are bad news, man. Alan is fixing to explain.
Well, you can explain it. It's pretty cool. It's their groom and toe.
Groom and tail.
Yeah, their groom and toe right here. You can see it's got a split in it, and the beaver usually has got one on both feet.
Yeah, right
here, and right here. And they use that to groom their fur. They'll clean it, spread their oils. So it's just an interesting thing, evolutionary in nature, that groom and toe. And every beaver has those groom and toes. And we talked a little bit about the teeth, how they continue to grow, where the beaver, if they don't continue to gnaw on those trees and grind their teeth, they actually will grow continuously. And actually it's just the beavers are really a cool animal. My dad loved trapping beaver probably as much as anything. Later in life, he really became, he was kind of a master at those cable restraints in Pennsylvania. If there was a fox in the area, he was going to put a leash on it. But the beaver is just an awesome animal. Now, you as an arborist might have a little problem with them.
If you're a property owner, it's the other way.
It's the other way around. They're in here eating all your trees, but they're just a really unique critter. You go and tear a dam out, they'll have that thing built up overnight. They are masters of just their whole domain, and they're just an awesome critter that, we catch them and we trap them because they do cause damage. Massachusetts outlawed beaver trapping back in the early 2000s or late 90s. I think it was the early 2000s. I lose track of the dates as I get older. But, the trappers were keeping the beavers in check. Within like 3 or 4 years, it became a $60 million taxpayer problem because the trappers weren't out there controlling it. But just awesome critter. Isn't that cool?
So anybody that comes down here, I have to show them this gargantuous oak. So I brought Alan down here to show him that thing.
What is that, 80 feet high, 60, 70 feet high?
Nah, it's going to be all the way up our top. It's going to be pushing a little better than 80 or so. That's right there.
Big tree. Look at that. Are you able, I don't know. I'm the farthest. I got a better chance of who knows what, understanding what you do. But that tree is can you give an estimate on how old that tree is?
That could vary a lot. It could be really old, and then, you know, it just depends on what's in the ground and the moisture and everything and the competition. You know, it just kind of depends.
Makes sense. But that's just a monster.
So in me acquiring this place and buying it, what we're doing right now is charging my battery so much because I'm sharing what I've got with you and everybody else, and I freaking love that.
I already said you got your own little slice of heaven down there, man. I'm happy for you to be able to walk your own dirt. You know, this is your dirt.
That's right.
You know, you've worked hard your whole life to get this dirt, and now you can, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm going to take that, I'm going to replant that, and to be able to do that, I'm not envious, but I'm happy for you.
Well, like I said, I enjoy sharing it with the people who come to visit and show it to them, and everything. But very
Birds
nice.
Are chirping in the background.
Yep. This is an area right here. It's got a lot of gum and some hickory in it and everything. And if everything's right this summer, I'm gonna take a pretty good sized area out down here that's got this less desirable, this gum, and turn it back into a field with some feathering and edge effect in it and everything. That's what I'm gonna do, and get some native grasses back coming, because there's no telling when the sunlight hits the ground right here what's gonna come up, the forbs and early succession stuff and everything. So I stopped right here to show Alan. This is on our property. This is an old cemetery right here. There's 3 graves, 1, 2, and 3 right there. So he had a brick wall. The bricks have kind of crumbled as time has went on, and this thing has been here. There's no telling how old it actually is. It's been here as long as I can ever remember. You can see where they sunk down into the ground, and then there may be other grave sites, you know, kind of, there's another low indention over there on the ground. There may be others right around here, because typically you'll find that, because this is going to be probably way back in the day with it not having any markers or nothing. So
I love that history. When I'm up in the Adirondacks with Eddie Dakin, we go to the, you know, some of the old cemeteries and just kind of look at the graves, you know, born in, you know, 1789, died in 1818 or something. It's just really, the history of it is just unreal. And you think about, you know, the hard life that some of these people had back then, you know, working the land, you know, they didn't have a supermarket, as you were talking about the coyotes not having one. They didn't have one either. And it's just, I'm glad you stopped by here. That's just unreal.
Yeah, they worked 100% by hands to survive. No equipment, nothing modern or anything like that. They had to live 100% off the land, grow their own crops to make it through the winters, and harvesting animals, whether it's pigs, cows, or wildlife, or whatever.
Chiseling their own broadheads. They didn't get a broadhead that was razor blades. They had to chisel their own out of a rock.
Yeah, and think about it, you know, the flight trajectory of some of them things, because they couldn't weigh them, you know, they just had to shoot them. Yep. So it's crazy.
Or sling them.
Oh yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
What we're talking about is the turkey turds, man. They're it's just everywhere, and that's the whole purpose of what we do. And the turkey sign is in here, just like,
you can't step around here without, you got grenades everywhere. I mean, it's just so much turkey.
And what we're doing with the nest predator, regulating them, and the whole deal is not to exterminate them 100%. It's just to kind of keep them in check, per se, because for a lot of years, there wasn't anything doing to keep them in check, you know. And so
you got the fur market, which is absolutely abysmal. There has to be, you know, something that incentivizes somebody to go out and put that amount of work in. And the fur market being as bad as it is, the population, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The population of the critters explodes then. So then you have more critters, you have more pressure on your turkeys. We just saw some doves, you know, not only that, but your quail, your pheasant, you know, duck, geese, it doesn't matter. If it's a ground nesting bird, the raccoons are a lot of times going to find those nests, and it's just something that, you know, and it, like you said, it's not about exterminating the raccoon. I love raccoons. I think they're cool. I love their disposition. They're just like, don't mess with me, and I like that. But at the end of the day, you need to handle the amount that is on your property, and it's something that, as you've shown and I've shown and a lot of other people have shown, it's very easy to get started with just some dog-proof traps, a little bit of bait, and you're pretty much going to be successful that first night, which is kind of cool.
I want to kind of give you a good promotional thing here. You know, Alan is a great teacher, and he is the North American Trapper, was on TV, has his YouTube channel. If you're wanting to learn to do it, he has tons of great instructional videos on YouTube that's just free to watch. All you gotta do is just sit down and click play to view them. Very detailed, stepping you through it on how to do it. And nobody starts out as a pro. You just got to get out there and get to doing it.
Learn every day.
Learn every day, and I do too. And then if you need stuff, he's got NorthAmericanTrapper.com. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And got traps and baits and lures and everything right there.
And, you know, we make the stuff, and we would love to have, you know, people as our customer. But it doesn't matter. Get yourself some traps. If somebody needs some help, we'll be more than happy to help them out. We do have that. I appreciate you giving me the kind words there. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, you included. You're out here, you're showing people how to do this. We're showing them it's not that hard. You don't need to be intimidated when you get out here. If you know where there's raccoons and you have them on your game cameras, or you have them, you know, working trails into your feeders, and you know that the coons are there because you see their tracks. I promise anybody out there, if you get some dog proofs and you get them set on your property, you are going to be successful the very first night. And the biggest thing is make sure you stake your trap. You got to, you know, be fair to the animal you're after, so they don't run away. But stake your trap properly. You put the dog proof in the ground. Obviously, we make our coon buster and our magnet, which is our system, and they just don't walk by it. And you're going to go in there. But here's the one thing that's really cool about it: you're going to start to become the steward of your own land, and you're going to have, you know, turkey minefield here on your property, because you're giving them a better chance to get that brood that they have, the, you know, 8, 10, 12, whatever they have that hatch, give them a chance to get to adulthood. And this is a part of the process. I think it's cool. You showed me where you did all the burning over there. Yep. That's part of it, you know, prescribed burns, habitat, but trapping is a big part of that conversation as well. Right, having that diversity there. So it's cool stuff. I enjoy fooling with it and working with it. And he mentioned something about intimidating. Let me tell y'all something here. I put in about 5 more traps yesterday afternoon so we'd have more to look at, because we've looked at quite a few sets today. Talking about intimidated, man. No, stop. Dude, listen, I was like, you know, I was pretty dang nervous or whatever, because I was digging them. I was trying to make everything like perfect, but it's just put it down, put it in the ground and get it in there. Trapping is trapping, just like hunting is hunting, just like fishing is fishing. Sometimes you're gonna be like, well, I can't do anything wrong. Sometimes you're gonna be like, am I doing anything right? That's right. I've had an unbelievable time out here with you today. Not to try and Tommy Topper you, but I got a good little story for you quick. Go for it. I got the opportunity to, you know, start working with the NWTF. I do the seminars there. It gives me an opportunity to teach people and things like that. I had the first year, 3 years ago, the NWTF, a couple guys were coming in to ride my line with me. So I went back to my home turf, my hunting holes. I set 6, 8 places that I always catch fur. Well, I'm going to show them some fur. They were coming in Sunday. I set it Saturday. I checked them early Sunday morning. I was 0 for 30. I didn't have one critter in the trap, and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna be like, why are we having this guy?
This guy has no, he can't catch nothing.
Why are we having this guy teach people how to trap? Well, he's 0 for 30. And then the next day they ran that night. We ended up going around, had 6 or 8 raccoons the next day, plus a gray fox, plus a red fox. So I kind of, came through in the end. But boy, that first day, you want to talk about being intimidated?
Biggest thing is influencing others to get out there and do whether it's this or burning or whatever it is, because it charges my battery.
It's fun.
It's fun.
How many times we laughed today?
It's been tons of times and everything, but it's
fun.
It's been a joy to be out here with you. And there's one other thing I want to talk about too, is Johnny Thorpe.
Yep, Johnny.
A lot of people don't, that are trapping now, don't realize or don't know, probably have never heard that name before.
A lot of people probably haven't, yeah.
And just kind of give you a little background on it. Johnny Thorpe was a trapper from up there in the Adirondacks Mountains up there in New York. Trapped professionally for over 50 years.
That was his life.
And you spent, 10 years with him? Or
over a 10-year period, I filmed all 12 or 13 of the DVDs that he's, part of. I was very fortunate to have that opportunity. And over a 10-year period, I probably spent about upwards of 4 or 5 months of my life up there with him in the Adirondacks. we film a couple videos, I'd be there 8-9 days. I go the next year, film a couple more videos, be there 8-9 days, and just having that experience. But you mentioned it today, the KISS, keep it simple, stupid, little dab will do you. With they're all things that he said that you saw in his videos, so that's kind of cool.
Crazy man facts and experiences with wildlife, knew it all. I mean, he was so, he could take and cut a hole in a foot thick of ice on the middle of a lake and put a beaver set in with a conibear, suspend it and catch conibear like that, and had to go cut it back out of the ice.
We actually have that clip on YouTube where he shows you the hanging conibear set.
And that stuff right there, that's way upper level stuff right there. I mean, that's hardcore stuff. Yep. And so you got to spend time with him. He was in his 80s when he passed away. He passed away in 2015, October 2015. And he made his own lures and made everything his own, basically, except for traps. Yep. And then you actually got a hold of his lure line. You got his Johnny Thorpe stuff.
I was able to purchase it. I had heard through the grapevine that the guy that bought it from him back in the mid to late 2000s, he was wanting to get rid of it. And I reached out and I went there. We made a deal, and I'm now making his lures, Bad Medicine, Muskol, Red Vixen, the Colorado Cat Paste, and we offer those, and they are really, they're more expensive than a lot of other lures on the market, but they are so gland rich. He just didn't chintz on, I'm not deviating from his formulas. I'm going to keep them as authentic as they can possibly be. And we're actually in the middle of tincturing weasel glands and tincturing mink glands and stuff to have enough ingredients for them coming this fall. It's pretty cool though. It's something that every time I'm doing it, and we actually even dip the bottles in wax. In the
wax to seal
like
them.
He did. So I'm trying to keep it just as authentic as he did, where we're actually dipping, instead of taping the bottles, we're dipping them in wax to seal them up.
So a fact on that too, and I fall victim to this, is we can just jump online and order lures and baits and everything like that. Some of that stuff we have no idea, me being one of them, the time that it takes to put that stuff together, because some of those lures, it actually takes a complete year or better for it to marinate and go through the process before you can ever get it bottled up and put on the shelf or put online to sell to people, right?
Well, I bought 10 formulas.
Right.
10 different lure formulas, and I was able to bring 4 out last year. I have 6 other ones that the ingredients that need to be made for it are actually tincturing out right now. And he always tinctured in vodka, so I'm tincturing in vodka too. But it can't be just going to the store and getting, you know, any vodka. It's got to be 190 proof, which is basically rocket fuel. So I'm tincturing. I go into New Jersey because I can't buy it in Pennsylvania. It's not, they don't sell it in PA.
Yeah.
So I got to go all the way into New Jersey, and I went into, I think I bought out 3 liquor stores one day, and they were like, you know, each one of them was like, you're having a hell of a party. You know, I'm buying the big bottles, the fifths, and then I'm buying the you know, 1.5 fifth. I'm buying everything they had. I think the one I bought about $600 worth of vodka. Yeah, but it's all tincturing right now.
It's crazy what it takes to put that stuff together, and then, you know, to make that happen, and then go out there and put steel in the ground or whatever like that. There's the other side of it.
It's, you know what, it goes back to that. It's fun.
It's
part of this outdoor lifestyle, like what you do. Prescribed burns, cutting trees, you know, working the habitat, catching some critters. I'm out there catching some critters, making lures and baits, showing people how they can, you know, help themselves on their own ground. And if I can get one person involved that wasn't going to be involved because they want to experience that, I'm more power to you. I lost my dad about 1.5 years ago, and I would say 80 to 90% of my memory bank is being out in the field. That, like, whether it's a deer hunt or whether it's the Beavers where he caught 2 in one set, or, you know, all those things. And that's truly what it's all about, the memories and being able to be a part of that every day. And this is our office. You know, I don't hear any staplers going off out here.
That's
which
right.
is kind of a good thing.
Every time you open that door, it reminds you of that, the memories and your dad and what have you. One other thing I'm going to add about Alan too. Alan played pro baseball. He spent a lot of, he's from northern Pennsylvania, but he's actually a southern guy. He talks a little bit different than we do, but he spent a lot of his life down here in the South, in Mississippi, Orlando down there. That's where you was, and so a lot of people don't know that about you or anything. So
I told you,
and you've got that build. I wondered about that because you kind of got that athletic build, the bigger guy, you know, and everything strong. Man, I'd hated to tangle with you back in the 2000s or so, or 90s.
I was in much better shape than I am right now, I'll tell you that. I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, you need to get to the gym. But, you know, it's part of it. You get older and you know, have those memories. But, yeah, I was in Jackson, Mississippi for 3 years. I was in New Orleans for a year. I spent a lot of time in the South when I was playing baseball, you know, coming up through the minor leagues. We would play in Birmingham, Alabama. We would play in all the different southern.
You said Knoxville, Tennessee.
I was in Knoxville, Tennessee for 2 years. And I loved all of, like, Jackson, Mississippi was, like, I look back on that, that's one of my favorite places I've ever played.
It was a premier town back in the day.
Like, I was there in 95. I was there in part of 95, 96, and then part of 97. And I absolutely loved it. And the heat didn't bother me back then the way it does now, though.
Good stuff, man. I tell you what, I've enjoyed it like crazy, spending time, because what we're doing right now is where the rubber meets the road, and it's so important, the networking, the camaraderie, all that stuff like that, the friendships that you make abroad and everywhere, you know. It's just and what I'm doing, posting this video, I'd have never met you except for this.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and so great. It's cool. But man, I've
had an awesome time out here. I've enjoyed this, riding around, you showing me the property. I like people who are happy with what they're doing. And you know, you showed me that big tree over there. I don't even know how old that tree. That tree's, you can't even think of how big that is. I don't think the camera actually is going to show people how big it is. That tree is a monster. But that stuff, and seeing how much you enjoy that makes the people around you enjoy it. So I've had a blast today. Most definitely.
Well, I appreciate it, Mr. Allen. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
I really enjoyed my time with Alan. I enjoyed hauling people around, touring the property that my family has, that we've worked hard to get and, and keep up, just everything along those lines. I love wildlife management. Always have. I've always been a big outdoorsman and I'm a pro at everything. No, I'm not. I just love to learn. I like to learn. I like being out there, soaking it all up, taking it in, watching the sun come up, watching the sun go down, hearing the different sounds. We're in a time of the year that is my absolute teetotally favorite time of the year, coming in the entire earth's about to come back to life. Everything's going to green up, birds, the peepers, the frogs, just everything like that. I love all that stuff. But let me know what you think down below. Cool stuff. Living a dream. Never thought I'd be where I'm at today, and being able to do what I do now today, just really, really good stuff. I do have some items that Alan give me to test, and so the first test is out. Y'all be watching this on March 1st, February the 28th. I put the 6th test out. So we're going to test those things for a little bit, and we're going to go from there. And I asked him tonight if I could talk about it or show it or anything. He said, yeah, go for it. He said, just be sure to let everybody know that they ain't going to be available till probably, sometime this summer of 2025. But I messed with them today, and they're pretty dang cool. I'll just put it that way. Let's kind of keep that on the down low right now. I did do some more burning yesterday. I helped Josh that was in the video, the burning video that y'all seen the day before. I helped him burn his place, was there to kind of coach and give him guidance on everything like that. And I did film a video, and I'm going to point out some things in it that we did and just kind of give guidance on other people if you watch the video, what to do and what not to do. So anyhow, I do appreciate y'all watching, and stay in tune. So we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.